Hello everyone and welcome to Kiki Crochet. Today we're going to learn how to crochet step by step this beautiful stitch which I named Almond stitch because right here when we work the back loops on the half double crochet it seems like a little almond when it has its peel on. So that's why I named it the almond stitch. So this is how it looks when it's made with medium weight yarn. And this is how it looks when it's made with polyesteric ribbon yarn. This is going to be made into a purse. We're going to see a video tutorial later on. So this is how it's made, how it looks when it's made with a thicker yarn, and this is how it's going to look made with a regular yarn that we use in the winter. Okay, so the yarn that I'm going to be using is Alize Super Lana Midi to make my sample, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. The rule for this stitch is multiples of 10 plus 6. Right here on this sample, I've started with a chain of 36. We're going to make a smaller sample together. I've started with a chain of 26. We want a multiple of 10 plus 6 chains in the end. So let's start our pattern. I'm going to skip my first chain and put your hook in the second one and work a slip stitch. Okay, so this is the first slip stitch. Now we're going to work 4 more slip stitches in the next 4 stitches. So we're going to have 5 slip stitches in a row. Okay, so put your hook in the next stitch and work a slip stitch. 2, next one, 3, 4, and 5 slip stitches in a row. Now we're going to continue by working 5 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to make 1 slip stitch in each of the next 5 stitches. So we're going interchangeably. We're going doing 5 slip stitches, 5 half double crochet, 5 slip stitches, 5 half double crochet up until the end of our row. So now we're going to do 1 slip stitch in each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now 1 slip stitch in each of our last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and turn your work. So this was row 1. Now in row 2 we are going to work a slip stitch on top of the slip stitches and half double crochet on top of the half double crochet, and we are always up until we complete our row, up until we complete our work, we are only going to be working in the back loops of the half double crochet and in the back loops of the slip stitches. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to do that. Starting from the first stitch, I am going to work 5 slip stitches in the row. Now, when we want to work the back loop only, right here, when I'm looking at my work as I'm crocheting, if you put your hook right in here, you're going to have both loops on your hook. This is the front loop, and right here, this is the back loop. So in order to see your back loops, you want to be looking at your work from the top. Okay, so we want to be looking at our work from the top and put your hook right in the center of both loops and grab the back loop only. Next stitch, put your hook in the center of both loops and grab the back loop only. So that's how we want to be working our stitches, only in the back loops. Okay, starting from the first stitch, work 1 slip stitch, 1, next stitch, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now continue by working 5 half double crochet in the next 5 stitches in the back loops only. So if I put my hook regularly in the half double crochet, this is the front loop and this is the back loop. So I want to be grabbing the back loop. So put your hook in the center of both loops and grab the back loop only. In the center of both loops and grab the back loop only. And we always want to be looking our work from the top so we know how to grab the back loop. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now continue with 5 slip stitches, working in the back loops only. So this is the back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now continue with 5 half double crochet, working in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And finish your row with 5 slip stitches in your last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and my last stitch, 5. Chain 1 and turn your work. So we just completed the repetitions of row 1 and row 2, and see how we already have our design. See how it looks? Those little almonds over here, kind of three-dimensional because we're working the back loops. Now we're going to do rows 3 and row 4 because this pattern repeats rows 1 through 4. So now we're going to do rows 3 and 4, and when we start row 3, in every stitch that we worked a slip stitch, now we're going to work a half double crochet, and everywhere that we worked a half double crochet, now we're going to work a slip stitch. So now I'm going to start with 1 half double crochet in each of my first 5 stitches, again only working in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 slip stitches in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 slip stitch with 5 half double crochet in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 slip stitches in the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish the row with 5 half double crochet in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last stitch. 5, chain 1, and turn your work. Now we're going to work in row 4 the same stitches on top of each stitch. So I have 5 half double crochet. I'm going to work a half double crochet on top of the half double crochet. I'm going to work a slip stitch on top of the slip stitch, and so on. So I'm going to start with 5 half double crochet working in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last stitch, 5. Now continue with 5 slip stitches working in the back loops only. So on top of the slip stitches that I worked in the previous row, in this row again I'm going to work a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 half double crochet working in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 slip stitches in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish the row with 5 half double crochet in the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last stitch, 5. Chain 1 and turn your work. So this pattern really has a bad side and a good side because the stitch only appears on the one side. When you turn your work, it's as if you're seeing the back side of those stitches. So we completed rows 1 through 4, and now in order to continue, keep repeating pattern rows 1 through 4. So in row 1 we started with 5 slip stitches, 5 half double crochet, then slip stitches, half double crochet, and so on. So go ahead and start by repeating the steps that we did in row 1, in which we started with 5 slip stitches in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now continue with 5 half double crochet in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So see, in the stitches that we made half double crochet in the previous row, in this row we're working slip stitches, and in the stitches that we work slip stitches in the previous rows, now we're working half double crochet. So after the 5 half double crochet, I'm working 5 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now work 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish your row with 5 slip stitches, always in the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to do the repetitions of row 2, in which we work the same exact stitches as we just did for repetitions of row 1. So I'm working slip stitches on top of the slip stitches and half double crochet on top of my half double crochet. So starting from the first stitch in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then 5 half double crochet in the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then 5 slip stitches in the back loops again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish the row with 5 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last stitch, 5. Chain 1 and turn your work. So we finished again the repetitions of rows 1 and 2. Now we're going to start the repetitions of rows 3 and 4 and see how, since we did the repetitions of rows 1 and 2, the almond here, the 3-dimensional almond, is aligned with the one in the rows that we just completed. So now we're going to do repetitions of row 3 and 4. So we're going to start with 5 slip stitches in the back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 slip stitches in the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish your row with 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last stitch, 5, chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to follow the steps from row number 4. So in the 4th row we follow the same exact steps as we did in row 3. So on top of each half double crochet we're going to work a half double crochet. On top of each slip stitch we're going to work a slip stitch. So start by working 5 half double crochet in the first 5 stitches in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to continue with 5 slip stitches in the back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish the row with 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last stitch, 5. So we completed repeating again rows 1 through 4, and see how the last 2 rows that we finished are aligned with rows number 3 and number 4 in the beginning of our work. So what's very important to remember is the reason that we have a multiple of 10 plus 6 is because I want to start and finish with the same stitch. So I'm starting with a slip stitch and I'm finishing with a slip stitch. In the next 2 rows, row 3 and 4, I'm starting with a half double crochet and I'm finishing with a half double crochet. This way the beginning and the end of our work is the same thing, because if I start with a slip stitch and finish with a half double crochet, my work is going to look lopsided. It's going to get crooked because here it's going to be small and then it's going to be bigger on the side, on the other corner. So this is going to make our work crooked. So we want to start and finish with the same stitch. Start and finish with the same stitch. So keep repeating rows 1 through 4 in the back loop only to finish your work. So you can make a purse, you can use this stitch in a blanket, you can make scarves. Even a male scarf with this blanket is stitch, sorry, is a very nice stitch for a male scarf as well. You can make sweaters, you can make anything that you prefer. So this is with a chain of 26, this is with a chain of 36, and this is how it looks when you continue repeating rows 1 through 4. Okay, so thanks for watching, please subscribe, and if you like the video, please press like and leave a comment under the video. You can also follow Kiki Crochet on Facebook. You'll find the links under the video in the About section. Thanks again, bye bye!